Wow, we've just seen Novak Djokovic create history again. 23rd major puts him above all other men who've ever played tennis. And we are just lucky to be alive to be able to watch this man do his thing. Absolutely incredible. We knew it was going to happen, or we were pretty sure that this was going to happen. It was a better match than I think many expected. Casper Ruud did play very well, but we saw why Djokovic has won 23 majors and is, pretty undeniably the GOAT now. So let's talk about this match. Let's talk about the fact that the calendar year Grand Slam watch for Djokovic is back on, and we're just going to get into everything that matters today because this is the slice and this is where it goes down. So thanks for being here. Let's get into it. All right. Thanks for being here. Calendar year Grand Slam watch on. Djokovic secures number 23. The trophy ceremony is still going on right now, but I wanted to get an instant reaction out because it's a long 2 weeks. And then we got Wimbledon coming up here in a few weeks where Djokovic will look to win his third consecutive slam in 2023. It feels like 2021 in a bit where, obviously Djokovic at this point won. A little bit less competition this year in the French Open for him. In 2021, Djokovic had to beat Rafael Nadal, which he did, which was kind of really that was a big, big deal for him then. After he beat Carlos Alcaraz in the semifinals, it was pretty clear that the writing was on the wall. Djokovic was going to get this title, get number 23. Before we dig into what I thought Ruud did really well and give my thoughts on everything else that happened, shout out to our sponsors. Cool Bet. I did make quite a few dollars on Djokovic winning today, as I pretty much knew he would, in a few different ways. So if you want to stay cool and bet responsibly, you need to bet on Cool Bet and AG1. Drink AG1 every day to get your baseline nutrition. It's a great way to do it. It's a healthy habit, and it's easy to do, which is the main thing for lazy people like all of us who forget to do it, forget to eat well, etc. So links below to check out both those brands and support the slice. So thank you guys for doing that. I didn't even have time to throw up any pictures here, but Casper Ruud, Djokovic comes out on top, as we knew he would. But this match, I gave my keys to the match, and I said one of them was pray for Casper Ruud. And I think that was probably a bit too harsh. The first set, let's go through the first set, and then we'll get to talking about Djokovic's records. The first set was incredibly close. Casper Ruud played great. He did exactly what he needed to do to be competitive in this match, which was hit the ball huge, serve good, and then just stay with it. And he was playing. He would get quickly up to the baseline whenever he could, and his forehand was big. Djokovic was hitting his forehand, as good as he's ever hit it in this tournament. And Casper Ruud, I think forehand to forehand battles, felt pretty good about that. Backhand to backhand was a little bit less good, but I was tweeting out the fact that Ruud has changed his backhand grip slightly and just changed his technique through the stroke. It allows him to hit more through the ball. And so when he was going up the line with his backhand, he was able to do that a lot better and keep Djokovic honest. And Djokovic wasn't super dominant in the backhand to backhand rallies just from the eyeball test. So Casper Ruud was able to stay, super competitive in the first set, up a break. Djokovic was probably a bit nervous, didn't play his best in the first set. Goes to a tiebreaker though, and then Djokovic flips that switch. The first 2 or 3 points of that tiebreaker were absolutely incredible from Djokovic. You see him where Casper played good, and the one point I think was the second point of the tiebreaker that I can remember. Djokovic on the forehand run hits a clean winner off the baseline, and when you're that tired, you can see him getting stretched, getting moved side to side. Casper doing the perfectly right thing. There's such an easy way as a tennis player, to bail out of that shot and just slap at it a bit, or go for too much, or just lose your concentration of form through that forehand. But Djokovic doesn't. He sees the ball, hits the perfect shot, kisses the line, and then if you're Casper Ruud, you're like, what do I have to do? What could I do? And so Djokovic wins that tiebreaker easily. and then basically the writing's on the wall. I tweeted out, when that type of thing happens as a pro tennis player, so much of your game is confidence. And these guys all have confidence when they're playing their peers, but I just don't think any of the younger players in this today's age can have confidence against Djokovic or Nadal because they just haven't seen it happen for them. But basically, there's two ways that your brain could go if you lose that first set after playing an amazing set like Casper did. You can go, I just played an amazing set, but I didn't win. So what can I do? What chance do I have? Or you can say, if I keep playing this way, I have a chance to win every set. And I don't think any of the young players can take the latter there and run with it. They cannot believe that they have a chance to win after exerting that much energy. Whereas if it flipped and Djokovic lost that set in the tiebreaker, you better believe that he'd just be like, yep, right back into it. I'm going to win this next set, because he's done it so many times and he's seen it happen for him so many times. So that's just a huge difference in experience, confidence, because the level was the exact same in the first set. Probably Casper played even a bit better in the first set. It's just the amount of experience and confidence that Djokovic has compared to the field is like unfair at this point. It's absolutely crazy. So let's just look now a bit more at the details of the match. What happened? So match first set. Interesting. Casper was serving bigger than Djokovic. 119 average, where Djokovic 113 average on the first serves. 10 miles an hour bigger on the second serve. So Casper going after the ball, only 50% of his first serves in, and only winning 55% of those still. So Djokovic is so good on return. Casper was winning like almost all of his second serve return points though. Both guys going big, 15 winners, 17, 18 unforced errors, pretty even there. So as you can see, pretty even first set there. Break points, 1 out of 4 for Casper, 1 out of 2 for Djokovic. Set 2, Djokovic obviously with the confidence after the first set, pulls ahead, breaks 1 out of 6 chances. Casper doesn't have a break point chance in the second set. And Djokovic gets a lot more clinical. 15 winners, 7 unforced errors. Casper with the same ratio as the first set. And then we go to set 3, which, proud of Casper. He stuck around big time, even though Djokovic played well. 22 winners, 7 unforced errors. Casper hit nine winners, didn't give anything to Djokovic, only 6 unforced errors. Didn't get a break point, though. It was very close, you'd think. And then Djokovic only broke at the very end of the set. And by that time, it almost seems, now Djokovic is hitting bigger first serves than Casper, still winning. Win on first serve percentage 89%, just way too different there, and as far as the stats category. But anyways, I'm proud of Casper for sure. I was writing him off, kind of having fun with it, but he did play a great match and he deserved to be in the final there, like he did last year. Obviously, it was fortunate for him to be on the bottom half of the draw, where Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Alcaraz were on the top. But in theory, Casper Ruud had a harder route to the final than Djokovic did even. Casper had to beat Holger Rune and then Zverev, and Djokovic beat basically Alcaraz, who was cramping. And then that's really the only real tough opponent he had the entire tournament. So, or other than Casper in the final. So I'm proud of Casper Ruud for not going away. He made this super competitive, and I don't think he's ever going to beat Djokovic in the final of a slam, but I do believe he will win slams for sure in his career, because Djokovic won't be here forever. And that's that. Now we're talking about the man. Djokovic, 23 majors, 38 masters, 387 weeks at number 1. He's just on top. He's on top of the history books for men's tennis, and it's undeniable. Just absolutely crazy. It's not, people talk about it, it's unbelievable. It's not unbelievable. When we've seen Federer get to 20, we've seen Nadal get to 21, then 22. We've seen Djokovic get to 20, then 21, then 22, then 23 now. It all makes sense. We've all known this was going to happen for a long time, but watching him actually do it and not lose to Carlos in the semis, keep coming back, winning Australia, winning Wimbledon last year. It just, you're just like, yep, this is who Djokovic is. He's just absolutely dominant. And right now there's nobody really who is contending with him for really the top spot. Carlos will be, but until he can get his nerves under control, we'll have to see it to believe it in the majors. So, calendar Grand Slam. Is Djokovic going to get the calendar Grand Slam in 2023? We know what happened in 2021. He was so close. He was one match, and then he basically mentally melted down. In the final, Medvedev played great. Will it be different this year? We'll see. At Wimbledon, who are the guys who can actually beat him at Wimbledon? Last year, he played Nick Kyrgios in the final. So he could have beaten him maybe, but he, again, mentally melted down in the final. Kyrgios did, and that wasn't going to happen. So the guys who could, I mean, we'll see how Carlos Alcaraz does on grass. He's still so fresh in his career that we don't really have a good test case scenario for him, what he's going to be able to produce on the grass. Could he challenge Djokovic? You'd think so with his ability to, with his power, but a lot of his power and athleticism gets minimized by the quickness of the courts there. So we saw when Alcaraz played Djokovic here at the French, he said, I can't compete in these 5 and under shot rallies. So most of grass court tennis is in that category. So it'll be tough, but I do think he'll be a solid opponent. Tsitsipas on grass is going to be good again, especially with his new girlfriend. You never know. That might bring him some extra power getting with a woman like that. Kyrgios will be back there. Nadal won't. You know, who else is there on grass that can really compete with Djokovic? Not many. So I'm giving him about a 98% chance of winning Wimbledon. And then it's to the US Open, where, again, there's just not that many players right now who can compete with Djokovic and actually have a chance of beating him at a slam. Maybe Medvedev on hard, but it seems like Medvedev's decreased his level since 2021, and Djokovic has kept it the same or increased it. So it's not the toughest era of players right now to compete against Djokovic. That's undeniable. We've seen that. We've seen the competition ebb and flow. You know, when Stan Wawrinka was at his height, when Andy Murray was at his height, when Federer was at his height, when Nadal was at his height, when Martin Cilic was at his height, when Kei Nishikori was at his height, when Milos Raonic was at his height. All of these guys, Berdych, Tsonga, you really felt like those guys could all beat any of the big 3 players at a given time in a major, and they did it. They all did it. They all took turns doing it. But these younger guys right now, I have such continued little belief in them to do it. And they're going to have to prove when they can. The last person who proved that they can was basically Medvedev, 2021 final. And I think a huge part of that was the pressure on Djokovic. So we'll see. Where can Djokovic get this to? Can he get to 25 slams by the end of 2023? Yeah, he can if he wins both. And I think there's a pretty good chance of him doing that. Where is he going to stop? Is he going to lose motivation after being now on top? We'll see. Can't really see that happening for a guy like him, but you never know. Maybe he'll get to 30. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Celebrate Novak Djokovic, the absolute phenomenon of Eastern Europe coming out of there. Again, I'll say it like I did before the final. When I started watching tennis, he had 1 slam. Federer had 14 or 16. I forget. Anyways, and we didn't think we thought Djokovic and Murray were on the same level. And then now we're here. Djokovic, 23 majors. Unbelievable. So there's that. That's that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following All French Open Long. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. It helps us out. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we need your support. So thanks for being here. History made today by Novak Djokovic. What a player. What a man. What a champion. What a GOAT. Over and out here from The Slice. See you guys next time.